JB here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
It's Alan Michaels here at the Control Center. My buddy Scratch with the K. Man, we are having some Scratch. I think it's, man, the weather. It is cold. It's raining. The wind is blowing here, but we're having some troubles with communication today. But standing by on the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame hotline is my partner, Scratch with the K, live from Daytona Beach, Florida. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Hey, good evening to you, sir. And I hate to hear all that about the weather out there, man, because it's mostly sunny and 73 here in beautiful Daytona Beach.
Well, if we didn't have children that watch the show and listen to the show, you know what I would say about that. So I'm freezing my nutty off here, man. Anyhow, Scratch is on the line. We're going to talk Bristol Baby, man. It's the Coliseum. Scratch, I don't know about you, but this is my favorite time of the year because we're out of the super speedway for a while. We're out of the mile and a half for a while, and we're going short track racing, baby. And I'm talking about beating and banging, buddy. What do you think?
I'm thinking that's exactly what I love, exactly what I grew up with, man. I'm looking forward to it. Bristol. I mean, yeah, like I said, we're going to miss the dirt, but you know, at the same time, going back to Bristol on concrete, you got to be excited about that. And I know I am, man. That's what I love, short track racing.
And we're going to talk about it coming up, man, on Pit Road Racing, brought to you right here at the WCOBM, located at 450 Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, just on the other side of the Gene Woods Racing Experience. And on the other side of that, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame. Hey, we stream the show each and every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays right here from 4 p.m. Today, just a quick 30-minute for you. But on Monday, Scratch will be back for a full hour. And, of course, the group will be together on Wednesday for another full hour. We stream it from the WCOBM.TV network straight to Facebook channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever you like to call it out there. We've got it on. Just search the pages for On Pit Road Racing. We also stream it to the Gene Woods Racing Experience line. Hey, man, show partners out there real quickly. Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, World Wide Web at GoKartsLasVegas.com. The Woods Family Sandwiches, man, great food. Chicken salad, the roast beef, they're all great over there. WFSandwiches.com for your catering and call-in orders. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame at hotshoehof.com. And we got the shoes right here, man. I'm holding it up. Scratch, I got that. And when we get done, I got to get some T-shirt sizes because I'm just going to put a goodie package together for you, man. Send you T-shirt, the shoes, all of that stuff, man. And, of course, you like to get in part of that, just log on to the hotshoehof.com and you get more information about that. Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming up in October. It's the South Point 400, lvms.com for your tickets. Red One Scooters and red1scooters.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park, the motorsports condominium, the motorsports country club of everything, atlantamotorsports.com. And Hammer and Harry's, Scratch's favorite place because he can get a cheeseburger, a cold beer, and a shot of free ketchup every time he walks in the place. And they're located right across us at 450 Fremont Street. Hitting the show out there for you. You want to be a guest, 702-803-0875. Give Diane a shout. She'll be more than happy to log on and get you here. The segment is called Racing Around the Country. We do it on Wednesdays. We love to feature short track, long track, dirt racers, asphalt racers, stock car, drag cars, doesn't make a difference. If you're a local racer, promoter coming up through the ranks, we'd love to talk to you. And that's pretty much, Scratch. You got 73 and sunny in Florida. Well, at Bristol this weekend, baby, it's going to be cool and wet with a 60% chance of rain on Friday, 50% chance on Saturday, and then if they're hanging out for camping on Sunday, 50% chance of daytime highs right around the mid-60s. Dropping off into the lower 40s, upper 30s, man. IndyCar, NHRA, and F1, and the World of Outlaws are all off this week. That's what we got happening. Real quickly, Scratch, before you and I talk Bristol, men 400 here last weekend, man, and what a great thing. It was Ronnie Anderson picking up the time. Overall, he did the entire 400 miles in 7 hours, 35 minutes, and 48 seconds. Tyler Mills up in second, Abraham Gatuas in third, Ryan Piblick up in fourth spot, Nick May, Sergio Romero, Joe Tanera, and Chase Carter, your top 10 right there. So the Mint 400's in the book, Scratch. Desert racing, man, from here to Prim and back, man. Love it to death.
A lot of people's probably made that run back in the days from Prim and back. I actually did comedy out in Prim one time, man. I sure do miss Nye County on On Patrol Live, man. I like watching that, man. There's some interesting people out there. But back to the racing. Again, racing in the desert, man, you got to love it. That's something I'd love to see in my time, and haven't got an opportunity to do that. Maybe I'll be able to make it out there for that sometime.
There you go. Scratch, you got some racing news about North Wilkesboro. Did they do a repave job? Are they set up and ready to go for the All-Stars race? Tell us all about it, buddy.
Yeah, man, they did. It seems like everybody loves it so far, is what I've grown to know. They've done some, obviously they put down new asphalt on it for the first time in 40 years. And so it's paved, man. The 0.625 mile track paved, and some of the guys that were out there, William Byron, Ty Gibbs, Joey Logano, they put a bunch of different Goodyear tires on there with different compounds, different instructions, and tested it, and they said, man, it's great. They love it. It's getting the drivers are approving the new asphalt at North Wilkesboro, and also saying that it seems as if it's still got some of that North Wilkesboro character. So I think that's pretty good for all of us.
I liking that. That's good stuff, man. That's real. North Wilkesboro, another great short track. I want them on the schedule. You know, Scratch, I had Johnny Spilatro in on the show on Wednesday, and we were talking about it, and he's right along with us, man. Racing at Dodger Stadium. Come on. Steve Phelps has got to get it together. What are we going to do next, Scratch? Are we going to tear Talladega up and make that the home of the Super Bowl? I mean, for God's sakes. I mean, them cars aren't going to go anything above 45, 50 mile an hour tops. And you're going to tear up a perfectly good baseball field to go. We've tore up a stadium now, a football stadium, the Coliseum. Now we're thoughts on it, man. We're all no.
Well, like we've discussed 1,000 times, there's plenty of great dirt tracks out there if you want to run dirt. You don't have to throw dirt on top of Bristol. That's one. Two, there's plenty of great tracks, like we just mentioned, for example, North Wilkesboro. Of course, they're going to be the All-Star race, but Rockingham, other places like that. I'd rather see a race Rockingham than go back to the Coliseum, So there's plenty of good racetracks out there that they could still really blow up the market if they went back to So I don't understand why we're tearing up baseball fields and football fields. But hey, whatever NASCAR wants to do, we're going to watch it anyway, even if it's a train wreck.
I guess so, buddy. I don't know. It irritates me to death. Like you said, there's so many great racetracks out there that they could move this in. Whether they don't want to go back to Rockingham or Wilkesboro on a full time, there's still a bunch of great tracks that they could go to. I just don't see the need. They say they're doing this because they want to stay up in the California market, because obviously Fontana is going to be down for at least 1 year, if not 2, for them to get this short track program. If even that comes to happen. I mean, I just don't know. I've seen the construction. They're tearing down walls. They're tearing it out. They think that the big track's not it. They want to go short track racing, which would be great. I would love it. I know you would too. But I mean, I just don't see this racing in baseball stadiums. And what are we going to do next? What is next? What are we going to take? We're going to take Major League Baseball and put it in Martinsville?
They were going to race in the Dome.
I don't know, man.
The Superdome in New Orleans, they're going to race in there.
Well, I mean, they got the Chili Bowl down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is an indoor dirt track, and I get that, and that they do that once a year, okay? But I don't know, man. It just upsets me to see that they want to go to places like, to the Dodger Stadium, historic. I mean, I can't see the Dodgers being happy with this deal. I mean, unless they're getting offered a crap load of money to do it. What do you think?
It does. I mean, it's money's what makes it happen. So I'm sure there's some big money involved. I'm sure it's something we will find out about if they decide to do it. Maybe even if they decide not to do it.
I don't know. You got some other interesting news you were talking about. What's on the line, buddy?
Just happened to see something interesting because you've been drawing my attention to Raja Karut.
Yeah, Raja, man.
Yeah, you just keep drawing my interest towards Raja Karut. So I did a little something, and I just looked up some stuff about him because like I said, you got my curiosity at its best. And so if he wins this week at Bristol, he'd be the 8th driver in the truck series to win his first and second races in consecutive starts.
Ooh.
So he's going to join a decent cloud. A decent clan of people here too, man. Rich Bickley did it in '97. Kurt Busch did it in 2000. Ted Musgrave did it in 2001. Todd Bodine did it in 2004. Casey Kane did it in 2004. Kyle Busch did it in 2005. And Johnny Benson Jr. did it in 2006. Now, with that said, of course, his teammate Kyle Busch is going to also be in that race, and he's won that race 5 times at Bristol. And he's the all-time series leader with 65 victories. So it's going to be tough going up against Busch. He's making his 3rd start, after finishing 15th there in Las Vegas. But you have to go up against Kyle Busch, in that race to do it. But if he does it, and he'll be one of 8 people. And like I said, those guys I just mentioned, pretty good truck drivers.
Yeah, that, and also in the Cup Series, Kyle Busch leads all active racers and drivers with 8 wins back there. Scratch, he did it in the Cup Series back in 2019, 18, 17, 11, 10, 9, and then he swept it in 07. I think that's what you were talking about. Brad Keselowski has had a pretty good run out there, man. He's got 3 wins at Bristol Motor Speedway at 2020, 12, and 11. Denny Hamlin's got 3. These are all active drivers. Joey Logano with 2, Chris Buescher and Kyle Larson all with a win each. Scratch, do you know who has the most wins at Bristol?
I'm going to go with, oh, man, I'm tossing up between 2 people. I'm going to say Rusty Wallace.
Well, you know what, man? Rusty had 9 wins at Bristol, but he still didn't talk boogity Darrell Waltrip, man, Darrell Waltrip, 12 wins at Bristol, okay? Check this out. Waltrip was back then the master of the short track, Scratch. 12 wins at Bristol, 11 at Martinsville, and 10 at Wilkesboro, buddy. There you go.
Well, that's impressive. My other guess was going to be Jeff Gordon, but he's probably right around there where Rusty's at somewhere there. He won a few.
Yeah, he won at Martinsville too, man. Out of all the tracks that they raced him on, Jeff Gordon had the most success at Martinsville with 9 wins, along with Rusty Wallace and Kevin Harvick. Now, actually, Jeff Gordon won more at Martinsville than he did at Bristol. Kevin Harvick had the most active wins at Phoenix with 9. And to top it all off, Richard Petty on 5 different tracks. You ready for this, Scratch? 5 different tracks, Richard Petty. 15 wins at Martinsville, 15 wins at Wilkesboro, 13 wins at Richmond, 11 wins at Rockingham, and 10 wins at Daytona. That's a record, buddy.
That's definitely impressive.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, then if you go back and look at Earnhardt had 10 wins at Talladega. He had 9 wins at Atlanta, 9 wins at Bristol, and 9 wins at Darlington. I mean, old Earnhardt was tough. Man, he had a tough time at Daytona, man. That was multiple wins with tracks with 9 wins or more. I'll tell you, looking good. Active pole winners. Who do you think's won it most of all from the pole from Bristol, buddy? Take a shot on that one.
Okay, who's got the most poles at Bristol?
No, active from the pole who has won at Bristol. Active drivers that are still driving that have won the pole that have actually won at Bristol.
And are still
from the pole
right now.
And they're still driving. And yes, they are all active drivers. Correct, sir.
I'm gonna go with Keselowski, maybe.
Denny Hamlin, 4 poles, 4 wins in 2019, 15, 14, and 13. Your next up, you just mentioned him, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch with 2 poles, 2 wins, 2018, 2013. Then you drop to Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, and Joey Logano all with one a pop. Yeah. Let me see if I can find some other cool stuff that I was wanting to bring onto you active. Oh, there. Let's see. Let's move on down.
We're close on that one.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Who do you think in active drivers? Wait a second here. I got a couple of good stats here that are coming up. Wins. If Martin Truex wins a race this season, and he will tie Brad Keselowski 24 in the all-time wins. That does not include that. I was trying to see there. The fastest pole. The fastest pole. Who do you think's got the fastest pole, buddy? Qualifying record of 92.173 miles an hour.
That's wrong too. Jeff Gordon.
Cowboys, man, Cowboys. I mean, you were right. I thought you'd get that one for sure, as much as you've been tooting Kyle's banner, man. I mean,
tooting the horn a little bit.
You know, I want to see him have a good run at Richard Childress. He's had a crap year to start. 3 Chevrolets, a Toyota. Were you surprised in the Toyota last week?
No, not really. I'm not as surprised. I'm more surprised that Ford's taking up the field, really.
Yeah. Well, they got a shot this week. They got a big shot this week to do it. Real quickly, scratch for him.
But like I said, man, there's more Chevys out there than anything else. So I think some of that is a numbers game, not as much as one's more powerful than the other one. I just think it's a numbers game. There's more Chevys out there than anything else.
Well, there you go. This weekend, Food City 500, Bristol Motor Speedway, Sunday, March 17th. Green flag falls at 3:30 p.m. $8,182,531 of prize money on the line. Television, Fox has got it at 3 p.m. East Coast. You can catch radio broadcast PRN Sirius XM. Distance of the race is 266.5 miles, 500 laps around the half-mile track. Stage 1 ends at 125. Stage 2 ends at 250, and the final stage ends at the 500 lap. Xfinity is off this week. They're back at COTA next week. Scratch, they're back to the road course. Focus Health 250 there. Over $1 million prize. Fox Sports 1 will have the TV coverage. Sirius XM and Prime Sports Radio. That tonight or tomorrow night, you got the Weather Guard Truck Race Bristol, Saturday the 16th. Almost $800,000 in prize money. FS1 will have the TV coverage. MRN Sirius XM Radio has got the radio call. 250 laps around the half mile. It's going to go ahead.
Speaking of TV and radio, so just speaking on that, I happened to come across something too yesterday, goofing around, and it was how many viewers, the rating.
Okay.
From March 8th to 10th.
Okay.
And it says NASCAR on Fox got 4.028 million viewers.
Okay.
And it goes all the way down. Xfinity 1.087, IndyCar 975,000, F1 920,000, Menards 366,000, which is the ARCA series on FS1, and then NHRA was 341,000. So that just kind of goes to show you. I was surprised, to be honest with you, in looking at this, the NHRA, out of all of those I just named, the IndyCar, Xfinity, F1, ARCA series was the bottom.
That is too, because last year NHRA just kicked the rears out of everybody. They just kicked it.
You know, I mean, who knows where you got this from? You know, I got it from Facebook. It's got to be true, right?
Well, you never know. I mean, we could always go check and see. But I wouldn't be surprised. You know who was talking about that earlier this week? Actually, Johnny Spilatro said something about that earlier this week, that the ratings for NASCAR were up this week. So that's good. That's good. First two. You know.
Last year's ratings was 3.389 million. 3.389 million in 2023, and it was 4.028 million this year. So that's the difference.
There you go. Alan Michaels back here in Las Vegas at the WCM Control Studio. Scratch with a K down in Daytona Beach, Florida, due to all this crazy weather. Got Scratch on the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame hotline. Going to take a quick break, Scratch. We'll come back, and I got some real tidbits about Ryan Blaney here, man. Ryan Blaney in the fastest half mile, man. It's all coming up for you. Von Pit Road Racing continues right after this, everybody.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Las Vegas up on Friday afternoon, TGIF. The weekend is here. Getting you set, ready to go, man. Real quickly, Scratch is standing by. Of course, at Daytona Beach, he's on the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame hotline today. Weather and everything is acting really crazy around here, so we pop Scratch in and brought him in on that. Really quickly, man, before we get back to him, I want to let you know, Formula One off this week. Next up for them, March 22nd through the 24th, Australian Grand Prix. You can catch the coverage on ESPN. Check your local times for that. F1 returns back here to Las Vegas, man. They'll be here coming up for the Heineken Grand Prix, the Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix. That's coming up in November. They have tickets at F1. NHR's off this week. They return back to action March 21st through the 24th. Lucas Oil NHRA Winter Nationals at the In-N-Out Burger, Sonoma, California. They get back here to Las Vegas Wide Race in April 12th through the 14th at the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You get tickets at NHRA.com or LVMS.com. Fox Sports 1 will have the television coverage, and you can log on to NHRA. They've got an audio feed that you can listen to there from them too. Okay. Let's see. IndyCar, they're out this week. They return back to 24 for the Thermal $1 million challenge. Pretty much $1 million up on the line. Winner take all. You can catch it all on the 24th on NBC. Peacock will have that too for a live stream. World of Outlaws gets back into action this weekend. Back tomorrow night and Saturday night, they're going to be at the Cotton Bowl doing the Texas Two Steps in Page, Texas. You can log on to theworldofoutlaws.com for a live stream. NASCAR's back in action. The General Tire 200, Talladega Super Speedway, April 20th. ARCARacing.com for more racing action. Bristol coming up tomorrow night. You've got the trucks rolling. Fox Sports 1, MRN with the call. Xfinity's off till Coda. And the Cup's back for you for the Food City 500. Returning back to Las Vegas, the NASCAR Series returns back both the Xfinity and the Cup Series. South Point weekend, Friday, October 18th through Sunday, the 20th. We got ARCA racing at the Bull Ring that night too, Scratch.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, there you go. Are you ready for this, man? Team Penske's Ryan Blaney is once again NASCAR's series points leader. We talked about this. How could you be in the top five? How could you be in the top five of the first three races and be fifth in the points? But anyhow, he's taking it over after this weekend. The reigning champion holds a 10-point lead over Kyle Larson, and third place, your buddy Martin Truex Jr. is up in there, Scratch. What about the Truex Jr. and that Toyota?
Hey, man, I'm stoked to hear that. I'm hoping they're giving them all they can for, because, you never know, man. You never know. At the end of every season, he could be retired. You never know. There's been talk about it every season, so you never know what's coming up. So I hope, being that that's my current favorite driver, that they're giving him everything he's got to try to succeed and grab him one more.
I'd like to see that too, man. That'd be good. I like old Martin. Martin's a good guy, man. I like Martin.
Yeah,
I like him.
That he is.
All right, so listen here, man. If Blaney would hold on to the top spot in Bristol Motor Speedway, it's going to be his 14th appearance at the world's fastest half mile. He's led over 493 laps and has 2 top 5 finishes and 5 top 10s. All right, he didn't have a good run in the playoff race there, but I'm going to tell you something. He's good. Now, check this out. If Blaney would happen to win the title again, it hasn't been done since Jimmy Johnson did it, 5 straight from 2006 to 2010. All right, 10 drivers have won the title on multiple chases. Buck Baker did it back in 56, 57. Lee Petty in 58, 59. Joe Weatherly did it 62, 63. The Silver Fox, that was my guy back in the day, Scratch. I loved old David Pearson, the Silver Fox, man.
Yeah, man. He was pretty good, wasn't he?
I mean, I like.
If he didn't race full time, he really gave Petty a run for his money.
He sure did. Pearson got it back in 68, 69. Petty won it, He won it 70, 71. Then he come back to repeat again in 74, 75. Your buddy, Cale Yarbrough, he like old Cale, man, old 76 and 77 for Cale. Waltrip won it twice in 81, 82. Earnhardt back in 86, 87, then again in 90, 91, and again in 93, 94. But Jimmy Johnson's definitely got the longest streak of 5 in a row, buddy.
Yep.
07 time, buddy.
07, running back now.
He's running in the back.
Yep.
I still can't believe that out of all the active pole winners out there, Denny Hamlin has won it the most.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? That's a dude that may never see a championship right there, too. Oh.
God, he was whining again last week. Did you see that, boy? He was whining big time.
Well, he's the villain now. He's the villain. You know, we talked a little while back, since we're talking about Jimmy Johnson there for a second, we talked a little while back about that thing I had seen on John Oliver about the Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and them not being able to afford whatever. I just saw a report that they're about to close 1,000 stores. So
Yeah.
Dollar Tree is going to close 1,000 stores, but they got their name on old 7 time.
Old 7 time. You know who owns on the trucks? You're going to run the trucks. You know who holds the race record for the trucks there? Brad Kay.
Nice.
Brad Kay set the truck record at 91.91 miles an hour, 9.91. Did it back in August 24th. Qualifying record, I think we talked to this. Kyle Busch set the qualifying record at 129.4. He did it back in 17. You know who's, as far as the truck races, you know who's won the most there? Best record there in the truck series?
In the trucks?
In the trucks, the best.
At Bristol.
At Bristol.
Mike Skinner.
Close, man. Mike Skinner was led the most laps.
How about I get one more shot and say Ron Hornaday?
Nope. But you talked about him a couple of weeks ago because he's always stayed in the series and he's never been at my old buddy Matt Crafton.
No kidding.
Yeah, man.
Right on.
Kyle Busch has the most poles. He has the most wins. All right. Crafton has raced there the most. He has raced there the most. He has the most top 10 finishes there. Now, the laps led there, you were right. Mike Skinner's led 562. He's led the most laps there of not all drivers because a few of them are not active anymore.
I'll tell you what, man. Mike Skinner was one of them dudes that was hard to beat in the truck.
He was. I found a little thing here on your buddy Rajah. 21 years old, man.
That's your buddy. He's my new friend.
I like old Rajah, man. I like him. I'm gonna.
You sparked me to do some research, and you see what I found, and I found that interesting. I'm impressed. I'll be following what's going on with him.
Hey, you know what? He came from the diversity program.
Yeah.
And you got to bet that. But you know how he's good? When Hendrick himself comes up after Las Vegas and said, "Kid, you won the pole and you won the race from flag to flag. I'm going to sponsor you for the rest of the year." You know that's serious business then, Scratch, when old Hendrick opens up the checkbook and says, "Kid, one race, one pole, one win, and I'm going to take care of the bill the rest of the year."
Hey, that can only be good for him. I'll tell you what, he won't have no excuses if he turns out not to be any good.
I think the kid's got some talent. I really do.
Well, yeah, based on listening to you and what I'm seeing and what's going on, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Like I said, that's kind of why it intrigued me enough to look into it further. And as I did, I only got more impressed.
I got something else. I don't know if you got this. If Carruth can win again this weekend, he would become the 6th driver in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series history to win the first 2 races back to back. He'd be joined by He'd be joined by Rich Bickle, who did it back in Portland.
That's what I just told you.
Yep. You got that Ted Musgrave. We get Ted Musgrave in there, man. Ted Musgrave went back to back.
Ted Musgrave, Kurt Kyle Busch.
Oh, here's one you forgot. Johnny Benson back in 2006, man. He won it. He won it back to back in Michigan and Milwaukee. I'll be darned. I never knew Johnny. I knew Johnny Benson drove a truck, man, but I didn't know he was that good in it.
Oh yeah. He was great at trucks. He was another really good truck driver.
Our buddy Matt Crafton been in there for it. He will get his 555th start at Martinsville Speedway this year. Matt Crafton, a long-time hanger, buddy. I like it.
Matt, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. Milestone start for him.
What do you think we're going to see this weekend, man? What do you think we're going to see? I got a quote.
People moving out of the way. A lot of beating and banging, I'm sure.
AJ Allmendinger put out a quote, said, you get to Bristol, there's no brake. He says it's all gas and no brakes. Puts a pedal to the metal. That's what he said. I got a quote from him right here. He said, you get to Bristol, folks, you can forget about the brakes. Just put the pedal to the metal and hold on. You need brakes in Bristol, I'm just saying. But that's what AJ says. The Dinger says he's going to go around the track without the brakes.
Well, we'll see how that works out for him. We'll see.
Well, I can tell you, man, in his Bristol, he's been there 23 times in the Cup Series. He's posted 2 top 10 finishes back in 16 to 22. So I guess if he's trying to run the truck or run the truck or the car, either which way, this is in the Truck Series here. If he's going to do that, he better hold on to the brakes, buddy.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to use them a little bit, or you're going to probably run over a lot of people. Maybe that's what he plans on doing, though. Earnhardt kind of drove that way, no brakes.
Yeah, he liked it. I like it too. Anything else? You got anything else?
It's funny. I'm going to got Mountain Dew on the car this week, too. That's pretty interesting with the Mountain Dew Cheetos car for AJ Allmendinger. So I find that kind of interesting. We haven't seen Mountain Dew on a car in a minute. And the last one I remember seeing it on,
Yep.
wasn't too shabby. Who knows?
Well, I can tell you this. I have a feeling this is going to be Ford's weekend. I have a feeling this could be Ford's weekend here. I really do. I have a feeling something's going to happen. Something's going to happen at Stewart-Haas this weekend. Either that.
You think a Stewart-Haas driver gets a win this week?
I have a feeling they're going to get a win this week. I have a really good feeling this week about it. I have a feeling.
Let me ask you this. What do you think the chances of that being Josh Berry?
I'll tell you what. If it comes out to stack between Josh Berry and Noah Gragson, I think I'll take Noah. Because Noah's got a ton of short track experience. And he runs well. He likes a short track. And we all know that Noah likes to beat and bang.
I just, myself, I just expected bigger things out of Josh Berry at this point. Now, I know we're only, a few races in, but at this point, I thought he might be running a little bit better. I thought Josh Berry would kind of take the world by storm, and so far there's no storm.
It definitely ain't shown up in the rookie sensation so far this year, but here nor there.
Yep.
But I think it's time for a Ford to come through. I really do, and I think it could be Stewart-Haas's weekend.
Weekend. All right. I hear you on that.
All right. You got a pick for the weekend?
I mean, Ford's got to win eventually, right?
Yeah, they've got to hit sometime. I'm
gonna go crazy.
All right.
I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna go Bubba Wallace.
Okay. You're gonna go Bubba this weekend?
I am. I'm gonna go Bubba. I don't know why. I have no clue because I'm a lunatic, I guess. But
all right.
I was just looking through the whole lineup, and for whatever reason, as I wanted to pick, that one just kept jumping out at me. And then of course Martin Truex Jr. But I'm like, I can't pick Martin Truex Jr. because I'm a fan of Martin Truex Jr. So I decided I'm going to go with Bubba Wallace. I mean, I could have picked Martin, but I'm going to go with Bubba Wallace this week. It's going to be another Toyota win.
Going to be a Toyota win. I'm going to go with the Fords this weekend. I have a feeling something with Stewart-Haas, but I'm not going to count out RFK either. I'm not going to count them out this week. You spoke of Bubba Wallace. He's going to be making his 225th NASCAR Cup career start Circuits of America coming up next weekend, buddy. It would be. You got anything else? We're running down about a minute to go. You got anything else?
No, not really, man. If still a beautiful day here in Daytona Beach. I'm very happy to be part of the show with you, Alan, and you guys can find me at nutshackentertainment.com. Go to nutshackentertainment.com, and everything you need to know or find will be right there.
There you go. You got any gigs this weekend?
Yeah, we're doing a St. Patrick's Day party starting at 11 a.m. at Mulligan's Grill in Port Orange, 3830 South Noble Road in Port Orange. They usually have a big old St. Patrick's Day shindig, and it starts at 11 a.m. with me, and then Eddie Uzzle is a really great, talented musician there, and then followed up by DJ B Real that night. They're going to have all kinds of Irish food menu items, so it should be a fantastic time over there this Sunday, and that's what I got going on.
All right. Well, I'm kicking back here. Got some time to do at the go-kart track this weekend, so I'll be out saying hi to people up front. So come on down and join us if you're in Las Vegas. The Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. We're in the Neonopolis Complex. Open 7 days a week from noon to midnight. I'll be up at the front door, so come on and say hi to us. Man, I got $5 off passes for people this weekend, so come on down and enjoy some go-kart racing. Last time Scratch was here, he beat the hell out of me on that track.
It's time for a rematch.
I know, it's time for me to get even. I can tell you that. Anyhow, you got that going on, so we'll catch you in on Monday. We'll have a full wrap-up of everything that happened. We've got coverage from NASCAR, from both the Trucks and Cup Series. We'll have the wrap-up from the World of Outlaws. Let's pray, Scratch, that the World of Outlaws does not get rain in Texas this weekend, and the poor boys and gals that run those cars can get some racing in, man.
Hey, man, let's hope so, man. It's rain out suck.
They definitely do. And they've had their luck of that. So that's really what's going on. Then we'll be back Wednesday with the full show. Wanted to let you know, man, that Derek Carp's new rally team is down in Sebring this weekend. Your neck of the woods, Scratch, and they had real well. Qualifying's coming up. They were standing 3 cars in the field. They had a practice session of a P4, a P6, and P7. And Derek's driving one of those cars this weekend. So looking good for the Cope Racing team and Starcom Racing, man. I love to see those guys back there.
That sounds good. I'm going to have to monitor that situation. I have friends that go to that race, things like that. So that's something that I'm interested in. A race I'd love to be able to go to. But that right there sounds cool. And that's something I'm going to have to monitor on my own. That sounds like some pretty good start spots right there.
All right, my friend, I'm going to call for John. You have yourself a great weekend. Good gigs there. We'll talk Monday. Hopefully the weather will cool out. We can get our satellites properly working up again. And you have yourself a good weekend. Okay, my friend?
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it again. Thanks for letting me be part of it. And we'll talk again on Monday.
You got a Scratch with a K in Daytona. Alan back at Control Center. I want to thank you for joining us today for On Pit Road Racing. Scratch with a K down in Daytona. You got all the information. Look him up. He'll be back with me on Monday. We'll have a full wrap-up from NASCAR in Bristol, World of Outlaws. We'll see what's going on in the racing news. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy the racing out there. John, are you out there? Take us home.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.